Hey guys, what's up? So I'm gonna make a reaction video. I haven't done one of these in a really long time, but I kind of don't want to because they also take forever, but we're gonna try it. Anyways, I'm reacting to this video because this was sent to my mom from a family member, and I didn't really think it was something that I would have to react to just because it's so crazy, like extreme to one side and very ill-informed. But obviously people believe this, so I figured I would do my best to do any sort of damage control, I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna put the video on so you can, see what I'm even talking about. There's this blogger. She's like a mommy blogger, I guess. She has like 10 kids. She's all about like religious freedom and making America great again, and so yeah, she's the mom, blogger person. Anyways, let's just get the video started. Here you go.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth and I'm the activist mommy. Well, today we're going to be talking about gender insanity. Someone please tell me I'm just dreaming and I simply haven't woken up from a very bad dream. Our youth culture is drowning in an identity crisis. We've got grown men saying they identify as 6-year-old girls. Men identifying as aliens and even dragons. Women identifying as cats. Moms and daughters transitioning to the opposite sex together. We've got guys going in.
Alright, so first of all, anyone identifying as dragons, cats, or whatever is definitely, it's not gender. That's not something the trans community is like trying to get for acceptance. What they're doing is playing off identity politics. This is kind of why I think that like identity politics are a slippery slope. I don't really feel like I identify as anything besides, I'm just a dude that was born female and had to unfortunately transition. Like, in my experience, this is like my own experience only, just to clarify. I feel like I was born in the wrong body. That is my experience. I don't identify as a male. I just feel like I am male. I'm just a human who had some unfortunate circumstances, and I had to do a few things to be aligned with my body. Second of all, I kind of share her laughter in identifying as a cat, but at the same time, like, it really doesn't affect her, and she's going to the 100% extreme on one end just to prove a point, but also she's just very ill-informed. I'm just gonna carry on with the video.
Into girls' locker rooms and bathrooms, and drag queens are reading stories to children in public libraries.
Okay, so I will say I don't understand that completely. I mean, I have nothing against drag queens, but a public library reading to kids is not something that I ever would have imagined. So I can't say that kind of helps the LGBT community in any sort of way, shape, or form. It is what it is. I'm not like against it, but I don't understand the I don't understand what's behind it at the same time. I guess just to get people more comfortable with expressing yourself differently, whatever. But moving on.
Thereby normalizing this behavior of men dressing up in high heels, a wig, a bra, and copious amounts of makeup. Whatever happened to puppet shows and craft day at the library? What?
Well, those were fucking boring, so that's why those died. So drag queens do spice it up a little bit, so I'll give her that.
Why do we need to bring in kitty porn and tampon and Lucy fur to accommodate the 0.001% of the population? Then we have the LGBTQQIAAPP acronym.
Okay, that, like, anyone who uses the whole acronym talking in like normal talk is a little bit extra. Also, I've never met anyone in the community who is legit like used. I mean, LGBTQ is long enough for me. I feel like all of that kind of covers everything, especially the Q, because it's like the biggest umbrella term when you don't really need to go further than that. But for some reason, she's just kind of like spat out any sort of acronym that has ever existed for the LGBT community. I guess I'll just finish to see what she has to say.
Yes, that's right. I'll have to read this list since I can't keep up with all of it. It's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, pansexual, that means anything and everything. Polysexual, this includes polygamy and orgies. Kink is the K. This would include bondage, spanking people, public sex, whatever floats your boat, that would come under the label as kink.
Public sex, whatever floats your boat. I'm sure there's plenty of Christians out there who, like a little spanking, a little public sex, These are not acronyms. These are actions of just, people who do things, and, I'm not a kinky person myself, but some people are, but I don't feel inclined for it to be added to the LGBTQAI, whatever the fucking those letters there are. So, she's going a little bit extra here. She's reaching a lot. She's reaching really hard at this point.
Then we have the pronoun police, and they want to make sure that we say thyself and air self and verse self and ter self, instead of the homophobic pronouns that we used to use.
Pronouns can't be homophobic. There's a difference between being gay and being trans. There are no homophobic pronouns. There just are not. But also, these pronouns that she's talking about are also very rare. I have absolutely never come across anyone that uses these. The most common are he, she, she, her, hers, he, him, his, or they, them. These other pronouns are very, very rare. I mean, yeah, she didn't even mention that actually we just usually prefer to use the normal language pronouns, not the homophobic pronouns, or the non-homophobic pronouns.
Now, if you don't abide by these gender-sensitive policies and pronouns, you're called a racist.
Racist? No. She's so confused. Oh my god.
Misogynistic, homophobic, privileged bigot.
Well, she's definitely a bit of a privileged person, I feel like. At least that's how she comes across. But if you misgender me, I don't think... if someone misgenders me, my first reaction is not to be like, you're racist. My first reaction is to feel like you're disrespectful. But that's all that I can really say about that. Maybe, I mean, it just means that you're insecure, basically, and you're a disrespectful person, but you're not racist, maybe slightly homophobic, but that still has nothing pertaining to me and pronouns. I don't know you. Anyways, moving on.
March's edition of Time magazine said this: every different type of identity that exists should be supported.
This is where I have some issues sometimes, where people kind of piggyback on, trans terms or identities or whatever to help it be in the favor of anything they want to, kind of like the Rachel Dolezal thing, where she identified, she was like trans, what's it called? Transracial. She's like, I identify as black, therefore I'm black, but like there's just so many more issues with that, and I still feel like being trans isn't so much of an identity as people like to think of it is. If identifying a certain way brings you more comfort, that's cool. Me, I'm Cody, and that's about all there is to me. If you want to identify as a cat and you're not hurting anybody, go for it, but that's not the trans community. That's not being trans at all. It just is not. So lumping them together, you're reaching real hard there, lady.
Look, people, this is stupid. This is literally one of the most embarrassing moments in our nation's history.
Literally one of the most embarrassing moments in history. So, like, slavery wasn't embarrassing at all. Nope.
We have become so open-minded that our brains are falling out. Here's the fact. If Bruce Jenner, who now calls himself Caitlyn Jenner, were to commit a crime and leave DNA evidence behind, investigators would send a sample to the lab and determine that the perpetrator was either a male or a female. The evidence would show that she is a what? A biological male. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry if you don't think that's sensitive, but no matter how big Bruce makes his boobs and how high the heels are he wears, Bruce will always be Bruce. He can't change that. You see, truth and reality and science really mean nothing to the left.
Oh my god. Okay, so biology and science and all that means nothing to the left. Nothing. Biology and science are not exactly something that Christians tend to acknowledge until it pertains to trans people. They're all about creationism and teaching that in schools and teaching religion in schools and, Adam and Eve was made out of Adam's rib and, like, God created the heavens and the earth in 7 days and the earth is only 5,000 years despite whatever science says. But don't forget, trans people, it's biology. Your chromosomes are the same and you cannot change that. It's science. Cool. Let's move on.
People are fighting their true biological identity, and Hollywood and the media are trying to pressure us to celebrate this. No, I'm not going to celebrate your mental disorders. I'm not going to celebrate your sin. I'm not going to celebrate your departure from reality. I'm going to invite you to embrace who you really are, who God made you to be. When you allow for anything other than biological male and biological female, it's banana land. Gender insanity is ruining our nation and our credibility as a people. If you agree, please like my page to become my friend and share this video with the hashtag Gender Insanity. Thanks and God bless.
Hashtag Gender Insanity. All right. So I wanted to make this video because I had a family member send this to my mom, actually. People follow this lady, and they believe what she says, and they're just as misinformed as she is because they don't go elsewhere to educate themselves. Apparently, I feel the need to try to defend trans people, or just to put something else out there that's like, yo, we're actually just normal people, and she doesn't give any examples of a trans person who's just, like an average, like there's Caitlyn Jenner, but Caitlyn is probably like the most known trans person who's been very problematic, I guess you could say. But anyways, just an average everyday trans person completely is non-existent from this video. So hi, this is me, I'm trans, and I don't use any sort of crazy pronouns. I don't identify as a cat or a dragon. I just I'm a personal trainer and a chef, and I live my life like a normal human being, and I don't have any sort of insanity that is affecting your life in a negative fashion. I think that there is a lot more damaging things going on right now in society that we could probably focus on a little bit. But for now, I guess I'll just focus on living my life, and hopefully one day she'll focus on her life and her 10 kids' life and realize that, there's not everything is trying to like bring down her religion. It is not under attack, and she's got her freedom. She should let us have ours. So that is it for this video. Feel free to leave any comments down below. Peace out, guys. I'll see you next time.